Welcome to our virtual public meeting for the Rural 2023-2026 Transportation Improvement Program for the Pharr District. Today, we will go over the counties in the Pharr District. We will also review the basics of what is a rural TIP and why it is important for you to be here with us today. We will explain how the projects included in the program are selected and classified in order to make the most of the program. Once you understand all of this, you will have the opportunity to review all the projects the Pharr District has included in the 2023-2026 program, both the big projects and the small supporting projects. We will also go over funding, answering questions on where does the money to pay for these projects come from and how it gets distributed. Lastly, we will outline all the options you have to comment on these projects and priority. As part of our Safety Minute, we would like to ask you to help us in the effort to end the streak of daily deaths on Texas roadways. As a joint effort, we can accomplish this goal. November 7th, 2000 was the last deathless day on Texas roadways. Last November 7th, Texas marked 21 years of daily deaths on our roadways with more than 75,000 innocent lives lost to preventable fatal crashes. During the pandemic, when traffic dropped nearly 50%, the death rate climbed to more than 11 a day, making 2021 the second deadliest year with the highest mortality rate. Together, let's end the streak of daily deaths and make our roads and fellow drivers safe. The Pharr District includes all of the 8 counties shown on this map: Zapata, Jim Hogg, Brooks, Kennedy, Starr, Hidalgo, Willacy, and Cameron County. The rural TIP boundary would include the counties of Zapata, Jim Hogg, Brooks, Kennedy, Willacy, and a portion of Starr. Projects included in the 2023-2026 rural TIP are located in Kennedy, Willacy, and Zapata counties. The Rural Transportation Improvement Program is a list of local projects to fund in a TxDOT district over the next 4 years. This means that all projects included in the list are expected to be underway within 4 years following its approval. These are the changes you can expect to go to contract in the near future. It is multimodal, which means that it can include projects related to highways, bicycle and pedestrian facilities, transit services, and freight projects, as well as the preliminary studies used to define these projects. Rural TIP is meant to show regional agreement on the need and priority of a transportation project, so all parties involved can be sure they're making the best investment for the community. It is also expected to be consistent with the projects and objectives included in the regional long-range transportation plans to ensure that all agencies are working toward the same goal. The Rural TIP is part of the statewide Transportation Improvement Program. Because the program's rules are established by federal law, no project can receive federal funding unless it is listed in the Rural TIP. It is important for you to participate because funding secured by this process is intended to address your community's most immediate needs. By providing comments on the priority of the projects included, you are helping us identify regional priorities. By reviewing the entire program in a single meeting, you are 1. Having a regional impact, 2. Helping us be more effective with your money, and 3. Ensuring that we are investing where we should. Rural transportation organizations, metropolitan planning organizations, and local governments are responsible for selecting projects within their boundaries. TxDOT, through the district office, is responsible for selecting all projects relating to the state transportation system and other national roadways. This includes interstates, state and U.S. highways, but most importantly, this can also include the farm-to-market and ranch-to-market roads you use every day. The projects you will review today should respond to local needs. It is our responsibility to provide you with the opportunity to provide input on which projects should be advanced. Once projects have been defined, they are evaluated according to their scale and classified according to the funding they require as well as their potential impact. Big projects are categorized as regionally significant projects and are included as standalone items. For example, a new bridge over a river. To simplify this budgeting and planning process, smaller projects are lumped together in 11 separate subcategories, referred to as grouped projects. Grouped projects include things like landscaping, safety lights, a new bicycle and pedestrian facility. This grouping practice facilitates the federal funding of smaller projects, for example, the pavement repair of an FM road. This map shows a project in Willacy County included in the 2023-2026 Rural TIP. This project is on Interstate Highway 69E from the Cameron-Willacy County line to spur 413, and the plan is to upgrade to Interstate Highway Design standards. Currently, this project is scheduled for fiscal year 2023 with an estimated cost of $4,380,000. This map shows a project in Zapata County included in the 2023-2026 Rural TIP. This project is on U.S. Highway 83 from point 22 miles south of Lasso Lane to point 28 miles north of FM 2687, and the plan is to widen the highway from 2-lane rural to 4-lane divided. Currently, this project is scheduled for fiscal year 2023 for an estimated cost of $31,117,441. This map shows a project in Kennedy County included in the 2023-2026 Rural TIP. This project is on Highway 77 Norias Road to 1.34 miles north of the Willacy-Kennedy County line, and the plan is to construct main lanes and overpasses as part of the future I-69 corridor. Currently, this project is scheduled for fiscal year 2024 for an estimated cost of $132,850,065. This map shows all three projects we just reviewed to give you better perspective as to where the projects are located in the rural area of the Pharr District. The table shows the details of projects we just reviewed in the 2023-2026 Rural TIP for Willacy, Zapata, and Kennedy counties. All three projects are an estimated total of $168,347,506. The Rural TIP functions as a budget list for the district. As such, it is fiscally restrained. Like the budget of a household, the Rural TIP has to be realistic about the amount of money available to cover all the needs. Frequently, we identify more improvements than we have the money to implement. This means prioritizing according to those items that are most necessary. We've discussed the list, but where is the money coming from? Funds can come from three main sources. The federal government, through the establishment of the Moving Ahead for Progress in the 21st Century Act, or MAP 21. The federal government allocates these funds through the processes established by the Federal Highway and Transit Administrations. TxDOT, like the federal government, also allocates a section of our budget for these projects through the Unified Transportation Program's 12 funding categories. And the local governments. Once the need has been established and the amount of federal monies has been defined, the Rural TIP helps local governments assess the funding requirements to match those of the federal and state government and their capacity to meet them. In the Rural TIP process, you are currently in the community input part of the timeline, where the public involvement efforts are a big part of the Rural TIP. After this, there are two more steps left. One, the TxDOT Pharr District gives one final review of the projects before integrating them into the statewide TIP. With funding identified and secured, the project can move forward to completion. Now that you're familiar with the program, we want to hear what you think. Go ahead and fill out a comment card. You can mail it back to us at the address on the screen, or you can email your comments to melbashaws@txdot.gov. Comments must be postmarked or otherwise received by May 11th, 2022. Please make sure to send your comments before that date. If after today you would like more information or have any questions, feel free to reach out or visit the Pharr District webpage for updates. Remember that you can also forward this information if you wish to share with your friends or family. Just remind them to make sure that they can listen to this presentation and send any comments they may have before May 11th, 2022.